Good morning. And thank you so much for responding so quickly. I guess that helps to have a dry run.
The conference is now in silent mode.
The June 2018 ACIP meeting. We're very happy to have you with us, and we will get started. Amanda.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the June 2018 ACIP meeting. Next slide, please. The proceedings of this meeting are accessible to people not in attendance via the World Wide Web. Welcome to those of you who are watching via the internet. We have Stephanie Thomas and Natalie Green are both with us today for the duration of the meeting and can help if you have any issues. I think they're not actually in the room right now because they're helping with some issues. Handouts of slides to be presented have been distributed to the voting members, and they're available to the members of the public on the outside of this auditorium. And as well, the liaison and ex officio members should have received a SharePoint link to the slides. For any of the ex officio members and liaison members that would like a copy of the handouts, please let us know. Slides presented at this meeting will be posted on the ACIP website approximately 3 to 4 weeks after the meeting. The live webcast videos will also be posted, and meeting minutes are posted on the ACIP website generally within 90 days of the meeting. The minutes from the February 2018 meeting should be available. If they're not available yet, they'll be available any day on the ACIP website. Next slide. The next ACIP meeting will be convened at CDC on Wednesday and Thursday, October 25th and 6th, I believe. Apologize, I don't have the exact dates. Registration for all the meeting attendees is required and will be open this Friday on the ACIP website. The registration deadline for non-U.S. citizens is September 26, 2018, and for U.S. citizens is October 10th, 2018. Registration is not required for webcast viewing. Next slide. We have two new ex officio members joining us today. Representing the NIH is Dr. John Beagle, who's the Associate Director for Clinical Research, Division of Microbiology and Infectious Disease within AID, and welcome. We look forward to working with you. And from the Indian Health Service is Dr. Tom Weiser, Medical Epidemiologist with the Northwest Tribal Epidemiology Center, and welcome as well. Next slide. We also have a few member substitutions for this meeting. Dr. James Campbell is representing the COID, AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, and Dr. Mary Rubin is here representing HRSA for this meeting.
So this morning we also have some international visitors to our meeting. We have Dr. Joachim Hombach, who I'm not sure has been able to join us yet. He is the Executive Secretary of the World Health Organization Strategic Advisory Group of Experts on Immunization, or SAGE. And he met with many people here yesterday, and we hope that he'll be with us soon. You'll be hearing from him this afternoon. And then secondly, Ivana Paradowska-Stankowitz, Deputy Head of Epidemiology Department, Head of Vaccine Preventable Disease Unit with the Poland National Institute of Public Health. And there she is in the back. Thank you and welcome. Now we'd like to talk about some sad news, which is our departing members. And first up is Dr. Edie Balanza, who has been a stalwart member of the flu work group, chair of the Zoster work group, and has been really an incredible member. I know that if I were going to be here, I would miss him enormously. He's certainly been just a critical member of the committee. Ed is amazingly insightful. He takes very complex problems and breaks them down into relatively simple but important and critical questions, and we've really appreciated that work. He also was, as you know, one of the leads on two extremely controversial topics in recent meetings. And so we have a new job for Ed. We didn't want him to leave, so we've decided that he's going to run all of our preferential recommendations for the future. Ed, thank you so much for your service. It's really been incredible, and it's been an honor to serve with you on the ACIP. Thank you. Next up, if I could have the next slide, Dr. Laura Riley. So this is another huge loss for us. As you can see, Laura served on a number of committees, as well as chairing our adult schedule work group. She also has the distinction of being the chair of a work group that we never created, the maternal work group. It's coming, right? But she brought incredible expertise to the committee, as you all know. We just needed her help so much on maternal vaccination. She is able to tell us in very polite terms about the physiology of pregnancy and how little we all know. She's also able to really be clear about how it really is on the ground for OBGYNs in practice and really bring that reality to our table so that we can better understand how we could implement maternal vaccination in the U.S. And finally, many of you may know this, but it was sort of a shock to all of us, and we were a little blindsided when she became Ms. Zika a few years ago. So Laura, thank you so much for your service. It has been incredible. You will be very, very difficult to replace, and we really thank you for everything you've brought to the committee. And then, last but certainly not least, Cindy Pelligrini, who has just been an incredible consumer representative. So Cindy, unlike most members, begged to be put on work groups. And so we did put her on work groups, as you can see. She was on a number of different work groups, mumps, flavivirus, et cetera, and really contributed enormously to those work groups. But I think most importantly, what Cindy did that has been so critical to the committee and will stay with us going forward is that you defined this position. I think that there have, been a lot of uncertainty over the years about how exactly a consumer representative can help the committee. Well, you made that very clear. And Cindy was never afraid to ask the hardest questions, and they were very good questions, always. And she was also never afraid to sort of buck the tide when it was necessary. And we really appreciate that, and we thank you so much for your service. And I mean it when I say that no one will sit in that seat who can replace you. You've defined this role, and we really thank you.
Next slide. Okay, so today, topics presented at the ACIP meetings include open discussion with time reserved for public comment. The public comment period is scheduled immediately preceding each of the votes today and at the end of each meeting day. We ask that public comments prior to a vote be related specifically to the vote being taken for that vaccine, and comments not related to the vote be held until the public comment period at the end of the day. People who plan to make public comments should visit the registration table at the rear of the auditorium and complete the public comment form and leave it on the table. We'll complete those and log you in for public comments. Ms. Stephanie Thomas will record your name and provide information on the process. People who make public comments should provide 3 pieces of information: your name, organization if applicable, and any conflicts of interest. Registration for public comment was also solicited in advance of this meeting through the Federal Register. Given time constraints, each individual is asked to limit their total comments to under 3 minutes. Comments not presented at this meeting may be submitted in writing for inclusion in the meeting minutes. Next slide. As noted in the ACIP Policies and Procedures Manual, members of the ACIP agree to forego participation in certain activities related to vaccines during their tenure on this committee. For certain other interests that potentially enhance a member's expertise while serving on the committee, CDC has issued limited conflicts of interest waivers. Members who conduct vaccine clinical trials or serve on data safety monitoring boards may present to the committee on matters related to those vaccines, but these members are prohibited from participating in committee votes on issues related to those vaccines. Regarding other vaccines of the concerned company, a member may participate in discussions with the concerned company, but must abstain from all votes related to the vaccines of that company. At the beginning of each meeting, ACIP members will state any conflicts of interest. Next slide. This slide on the screen shows the ACIP website where detailed instructions for submission of names for potential candidates to serve as ACIP members may be found. We are soliciting for applications for ACIP membership beginning term of July 2019. We are still awaiting information about the approved members that will be beginning in July of 2018. But membership to begin in July 2019, those applications are due on August 1st. 2018. So we start the membership process about a year in advance. Next slide. We request that all cell phones please be turned off, and Nana will now begin roll call.
Thank you, Amanda. I think I'd like to start with Dr. Romero, and if we could just go around and introduce yourselves and declare your conflicts, please.
Jose Romero, no conflicts.
Peter Szilagyi, no conflicts.
Pelligrini, no conflicts.
Paul Hunter, no conflicts.
Sharon Fry, no conflicts.
Robert Atmar, no conflicts.
Grace Lee, no conflicts.
Ed Balanza, have a conflict for influenza due to research support from Securus.
Kelly Moore, no conflicts.
Hank Bernstein, no conflicts.
Chip Walter, no conflicts.
Laura Riley, no conflicts.
David Stevens, no conflicts.
Nana Bennett, no conflicts. Thank you. Now we'd like to introduce the Exofficio members and liaison members. Did I leave something out?
Just starting with Nancy.
Oh, sorry.
Nancy Messonnier, National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, CDC.
Dr. Warden.
Melinda Wharton, Acting Director, National Vaccine Program Office.
John Weigel, the Associate Director of Clinical Research, DMID, NIAID, NIH.
Mary Rubin, Division Injury Compensation Programs, HRSA.
Wellington Sun, FDA.
Tom Weiser, Indian Health Service.
David Weber, representing SHEA.
Amy Middleman of the Society for Adolescent Health and Medicine.
Sean O'Leary, Pediatric Infectious Diseases Society.
Pat Woodley-Williams, National Medical Association.
Clem Lewin, Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America.
Patsy Stinchfield, National Association of Pediatric Nurse Practitioners.
Matt Zahn, National Association of County and City Health Officials.
Bill Schaffner, National Foundation for Infectious Diseases.
Carol Baker, Infectious Diseases Society of America.
Susan Lett, Council of State and Territorial Epidemiologists.
Phyllis Arthur, Biotechnology Innovation Organization.
Nate Smith, representing ASTO.
Stan Grog, representing American Osteopathic Association.
Steve Foster, American Pharmacists Association.
Christine Finley, Association of Immunization Managers.
Chad Riddle, representing the American Nurses Association.
Rebecca Coyle, representing the American Immunization Registry Association.
Martin Otoski, America's Health Insurance Plans.
Ken Schmader, American Geriatric Society.
Sandra Freihofer, American College of Physicians. Sandra Freihofer, American Medical Association.
Kevin Alt, American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists.
Carol Hayes, the American College of Nurse Midwives.
Susan Even, the American College Health Association.
Marie-Michelle Léger, American Academy of Physician Assistants.
David Kimberlin, American Academy of Pediatrics, Red Book.
Jim Campbell, American Academy of Pediatrics, Committee on Infectious Diseases.
Pamela Rockwell, American Academy of Family Physicians.
Thank you very much and welcome to all. I think now we'll get started. And
So before we get started, we actually have a small presentation because while we are losing the three members that we discussed, we're also kind of in denial, but we are also losing our chair after 7 years of serving on ACIP. And so we just wanted to do a little thanks and appreciation for Nana, and not too much roasting, I don't think. But I did put it in Dr. Romero and Dr. Messonnier's hands, so I don't take credit.
So, Nancy, you were ACIP member from 2011 to 2015, and our chair from 2015 to 2018. As with all high-pressure, high-intensity positions, they have a potential to change the applicant. The chairmanship of the ACIP is no exception. However, Dr. Bennett, not yet. However, we have this well rehearsed. However, Dr. Bennett has emerged next, rejuvenated from the experience, a sign of a true leader. That didn't show up. Those weren't my slides. Okay, next slide. Dr. Bennett learned the art of leadership and herding cats early in her career. The latter skills would be key to her success as chair of the ACIP. Instrumental in that success were her skills that she developed as chief resident at Bellevue Hospital, New York University Medical Center. And you can see the years there. I won't mention them. Right. So what should have been in the rejuvenated section was her blow-up of that picture. This is why we don't fly back and forth. In 2004, Nana was appointed director of the Center for Rochester's Health. Now, her many accomplishments over the last 14 years have earned her the respect and admiration of a wide audience. Yet, many people cried foul when Nana was asked next to grace the cover of 55 magazine, okay? An honor that occurred years before she met the minimum age requirement, okay? And you'll see there, Nana, Dr. Nancy Nana Bennett, a major force putting public health initiatives into action in the Rochester area. Now, I venture to guess that this is really a high-impact journal, right? Right? I mean, look at these titles. Look at these titles. You've made it. Welcome to age 66. Big question. Should you apply for full retirement with the Social Security or wait? See financial health column inside. I'm sure it's up there, 1.3, 1.4. Okay. I'm certain her contributions in public health will continue for years after she leaves the ACIP. We will miss her, and we know that those among us who have come to know her well will not be surprised in the very least to see Nancy's visage on the cover of such notable publications as, next please, Time. But I, for one, cannot wait until her countenance joins such icons as Mick Jagger, Elton John, Lady Gaga, on the cover of the Rolling Stone, next and next. Nana, thank you very much for all you've done for us and for keeping us in line.
Yeah, I feel like we should stop there.
But we're not done yet. Sorry.
So I get to do the serious part. Nana started her term as chair during a time of a lot of change at CDC. Larry Pickering, who was the longtime executive secretary of ACIP, retired. Ann Schuckett moved into her current role as principal deputy director of the agency. And we had several months where multiple people were in acting roles. And through that time, Nana's steadying leadership of ACIP was incredibly important. Next slide. So here's some numbers. During Nana's time on ACIP, we had 60 votes taken, 19 grade presentations listened to, 44 nights stayed at the Emory Conference Center, 9 meetings ending on time as her chair. I'm just saying, Jose, that's a hard record to beat, but we're counting on you. 1 luggage mishap, and about a half a meeting canceled for fear of a snowpocalypse. Next slide. Through this time, ACIP has also grappled with some incredibly challenging and complex decisions. For example, grappling with the recommendation for LAIV preference and then new data that really led to an unprecedented change in ACIP recommendations over several years. We also recommended pneumococcal conjugate vaccine for older adults, but with the caveat that we would assess in 2018, and then I think you're picking a good time to leave before that actually comes to a vote. And we recommended for the first time a recombinant zoster vaccine with a preference as the first vote. Through all of these decisions, Nana pushed ACIP to focus on the data and for ACIP members to listen to each other's perspective as well as public comment surrounding these decisions. Next slide. I think that we will remember Nana's time at ACIP for her intelligence, her savvy, but also for the grace with which she led us. So we want to thank you and Rob for giving us your time and service. Thank you.
We have a couple of gifts for you to remember ACIP by. This is your favorite thing, a bell.
This is just saying I wanted to take the bell home.
This bell was actually, comes from China. I know you were supposed to take a trip there to share your experience as the ACIP chair with colleagues in China, and that was unable to happen, and so we brought this back for you.
Thank you.
And then this is our favorite and a tradition to give ACIP chairs from our campaign with using Dr. Seuss for childhood immunization.
I love this.
And should I read it?
Yes.
So this is a Dr. Seuss figure that says, "Healthy birds fly high, healthy children smile and play. Protect kids from disease, get them baby shots today. Immunization schedules have changed. Have you got a clue? Do you know each and every baby, every time a baby shot is due? You may have questions, your doc or nurse will explain. Though the names and timing have changed, the importance is still the same. For protection against serious disease, it's wise to immunize. Complete the full schedule on time, and your kids will lead healthier lives." So that's for that. Can I say? Yeah. So will you pull up the picture, please?
So thank you all so much. I can't tell you how much this means to me, and I also can't tell you how sad I am to be finishing my term. But it is time for new blood, and I know that Jose will do a fantastic job leading you forward. I wanted to say just a few words. What you see on this slide, does anybody know what it is? This is the Temple of Vaccinia. And this is in England at the home of Jenner, and it's where Jenner gave cowpox vaccine. And I happened to visit there about 6 months before I took over as chair, and the people that I was visiting in Bristol had no idea that I was on the ACIP or taking over as chair, and they just coincidentally took me to Jenner's house. So it was really a wonderful event, and there was a photo of me standing there, but that one didn't come out so well. So, but the reason I'm showing you this photo is really just because I wanted to reflect for just a moment on the work that we do and the fact that it has such a long and amazing history, and that we are all part of that history. And I think the reason that this position has meant so much to me is because I feel like I could play a tiny role in the progression of vaccine science and immunization in this country. I think it's really an incredible history and one that means so much to me, and I think every one of us plays a really critical role. So it's been a huge honor to be able to be on the ACIP and participate in the decision-making that we do every time we meet. So thank you, thank you. I especially want to thank the liaison, Exofficio, and members of the committee for how much I have learned from all of you. That's the other part of this position that's amazing, is that you stand on the shoulders of giants like Carol Baker, who's here, and others before me, but you also learn from giants every single day. So I appreciate it so much, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.